Hello and welcome to the Overwatch Improvement Show. I'm your host, Zeke Beaver, and today we have Fnatic versus Envyus at Gamescom 2016 Atlantic Showdown Group A Final. Let's fucking go, motherfuckers! Envyus is a very good team. Can't wait to see what they have for us today. Team comps are looking pretty basic, pretty normal, but except for one little different pick that actually changes the way these two exact team comps will play out. That is the Reinhardt and the Diva pick, obviously. But the Reinhardt being that front forward shield, it's good for defending choke points and allowing McCree to sit back and maybe creating some sort of distractions for the Reaper to get behind with his teleport and his Shadow Step. But the Diva is even better at that because Diva can go mix up, give McCree free chances to pop headshots, and also a good distraction, even better distraction actually, for the Reaper to go in behind. And I don't know what they're doing here, Fnatic, with the Reinhardt sitting up top. With that team comp, you need to be confronting choke points. I know they're a pro team or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't mean they fucking did something wrong, but they should be confronting choke points. But they give up that first choke, which you can hold for so long there if you can, if you can get good shots off. And have to back up to the second choke point, which is still pretty good. But Envyus knows this and does this amazing play, this amazing strategy. They send 4 people to the left, which A, kills anyone who's up there trying to get the flank damage, and B, gives them a high ground advantage on this left side by those kiosks. And they only keep 2 people, I believe, on the payload while they do this push. And this is a very strong push. Look at that. No, McCree goes back and jumps on the payload. But look, now they have even ground, which if you ever played Overwatch ever on this map, that archway is so devastating. And you can get stopped there a lot. And it's a horrible choke point, especially for Reinhardt or Roadhog there. But they played passive off it, and they gave up that position to allow Envyus to go right in there. Now they have equal ground, and now Fnatic honestly is kind of stuck here. Like, they gave up such good ground. Now Envyus has, if not better ground than Fnatic. So keep that in mind if you're playing a game. And especially, I implore anyone to do this with your teammates, even if you're solo queuing. Tell them, hey everyone, let's go up these stairs, at least 4 of us, and we can take over this position, and it leads to a very good push. Look at that. They have the payload up on the high ground now with no contest. No contest at all. And now they're set up pretty well to take these fights. And they have a very good play coming up next. And don't worry, I'm going to explain it, because that's what I do. When Diva comes in for a little bit, trying to back off. Watch this play right here, guys. This is sexy. This is sexy right here. Okay, this play right here. Very well organized, coordinated by Envyus. They're so amazing. Diva charges in frontwards to get that distraction down. Lucio with the speed boost to help Zarya and the other DPS come around and get some couple picks to set up for this push. This is a type of play that you need to be doing with your teammates. If you're even a team of 6, team of 5, or whatever, you need to have these bread and butter plays, because the way they execute that, you could tell that's just instinct. They practice that shit. That wasn't them just saying, hey, let's do this. No, they practiced the speed boost, Zarya shield on the Zarya DPS with the Diva going through the front. And this is a very strong play. I will call that I don't know, the ground and pound. It's simple. It's a football thing. I like football. You like football? Fuck you. Anyways, that's the ground and pound. And like, watch this. Watch this. It's such a beautiful play. That bam, shields on the DPS, shield on Zarya, comes in, distracts a bit, gets a couple good kills, clean up. Beautiful play. Beautiful play. And that's what Overwatch is really about. Overwatch is about making plays. You could be losing the whole game, but if you can make 2 good plays, or even 1 good play, you can always bring back a game. And that's well good use of everyone's abilities, cooldowns, knowing how the team plays out. They don't choose these comps on accident. They practice these comps, and not just practice by being playing a lot, but focus, practice, abilities, timings, and cooldowns. Something very important in this game. Diva would have cleaned this up a lot better, but she looks like she botched it a bit, which is okay. We've all botched Diva ults. I've botched some. You know, it happens. Shit happens. So they just bully their way down the Reinhardt and get this point. Well played by Envyus. I feel like Fnatic is a little scared. I feel like they're shaking in the boots. They're playing very passive. They're not really giving them anything to challenge. Like they're letting Envyus do their strategies, and it's working out. It's working out great. I don't know I've never seen Fnatic play before. I know IDDQD is a very well known player in the community, but the tanks need to be more aggressive. I do not like the Fnatic tanks. I will say that. They can message me and call me a faggot or some shit, but I don't like the way the tanks are playing. You're going to see the same thing again here by Fnatic, setting their tanks up top like this. I'm not a fan of. I'm also not a fan of minimizing my screen. I ain't going to restart the video because I'm a G. Anyways, McCree does a good job sitting on that ledge. That's a very good point to sit to kind of counter this. Now, if you're going to sit on top of your tanks, you're either A, have to have your ults, and B, be looking to attack immediately or very aggressively with those ults from high to low ground. And I think that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to use their ults to jump down and attack, but they got distracted by the McCree. And yeah, they got distracted by the McCree. And honestly, if you're in that position, it is better to go with your strategy than deviate your strategy. And by deviate, I mean not do it at all. Like, their whole point was, oh, we're going to kill the McCree real quick or get this kill real quick, and then we're going to go do our strategy. But that strategy only would have worked in that time frame. Once they got across that bend, that strategy kind of loses value. That's another sign that I think Fnatic is kind of a little scared here, not playing as confident as you should be playing. Like, even if McCree is sitting there, you should still just attack downstairs, because you know McCree either has to jump or he uses his ult. And either A, he uses his ult, which is good because he uses his ult, or B, he doesn't do shit. Very, very bad. Good setup by Fnatic. Terrible execution. Terrible. Just terrible. Here we have Fnatic's gonna come in here with a pretty simple, just use all your ults and fuck shit up. And it's gonna work out for them. They're gonna reset the game. I think things are even at this point. Reinhardt uses his ult too here. Yeah. So they use all their ults except for like one, which is fine. They needed to. You gotta realize too, the tanks are what draw the lines in your fights. If the tanks are sitting forward, they cut the map in half pretty much for their fights. And I don't think the tanks here were doing a good job at cutting the map. They're cutting it like epileptics on pizza rolls or something. That was a joke. That was funny. It's hella funny. Fuck you. Anyway, so they do a good job here mixing up, camping the spawn. They kind of isolated some of the guys here, so that was very good on their part. I'm not going to stop it because it's, you know, shit happens. Not much to see. Did a pretty good job here. Now, they overcommit a little too much to this high ground tank bullshit. Winston on high ground, very good because he can jump up and down, obviously. They bring the Reinhardt upstairs too, and watch what Envyus does. Notice this play because they're going to do it again later on, trust me. They see that everyone's up top, so they push from this palm tree. Is that a palm tree? What the fuck? They push from the palm tree, and now, like, even though they technically have high ground, in most shooter games, high ground is the way to go. In any game, actually, high ground is usually the way to go. But since this game has a point to be controlled that moves like this point does, the high ground gives them nothing. Because now they have to engage, and they don't have the ults to engage, but they have to engage, or else they just get the point free. Reaper goes from behind. Looks like he does the shadow step for like no reason. He could have easily just did his ult from there. And now they're down. That was very poor positioning. Good Reaper flank. I don't know why he did his shadow step bullshit or his fucking escape. And the tank speed on top with no ults was really bad. I didn't like that. Maybe they were trying to get the Reaper ult come from behind and they engage, but they took too long. I think the Reaper fucked up. He took a little too long on that. You gotta be fast, quick, and fucking punishing on that shit. I don't know. Maybe Fnatic didn't take their Adderall today. I don't know. But this is very... The setting tanks up top again. Once again, what are you defending? Like, if you want to defend like that with the tanks, you bring them downstairs and keep your DPS upstairs. Or A, you put the DPS exactly on the bridge, and you make sure... Because that Winston should have died. If they had everyone there focusing on the same thing, they could just DPS Winston down super fast. But it looks like they didn't. It looks like he got away. Now, what are you defending, Reinhardt? Sorry, that pisses me off. Like, what are you defending? What are you defending? That hallway? Is there cupcakes in that hallway? Oh, cool, you drop down now. Now you have poor position, and you don't know where you're at because you don't have a sense of the field. When you're playing Overwatch, the main thing is to keep the fights in front of you. Keep the action in front of you. If you don't, it's easy to get disoriented, and it's easy to lose track of where everyone's at, and then you get killed from behind from McCree, and then you balance wine, and then you uninstall and start playing Pokemon Go or some dumb shit like that. So, Reaper got shut down. Reaper's been shutting out all game. That's just unfortunate. But Reaper's pretty predictable at this stage of the game. As far as everyone's played this game long enough to know what Reaper's going to do. Pretty predictable shit by now. Now, this game is going to last for another, like, minute. But that's only because, I think, some favorable ults. That's on Envyus. This game only lasts another minute because Envyus kind of fucked up a bit. They're going to get a double kill here. But what happens here, like, little things like this can ruin pushes. Remember this. Like, even though they still win this one, remember how this happened. I imagine everyone's watching these games, so who cares. They get good kills here, but they kind of chased the D.Va a little too hard here. They could have backed out and just sat on point. If they would have sat on point, they would have just got it. But that's just something to note because it gave them time to get the Reinhardt and Tracer ult up. So something to note. Chasing is bad. Like, chasing, if the point wasn't that close, chasing D.Va would have been okay because you don't know where she's gonna go. You kind of want to kill her before she can go somewhere sneaky and ult or some shit. But you know she's gonna have to turn around to the point. Where else the fuck she's gonna go? To the fucking free agent board if she doesn't turn around. That's where she's gonna go. But so you know that, so you just back off and wait for her to come around the corner. Like, it's that simple. That simple. I know I should be a pro, right? Where's my contract with Logitech? Okay, Winston jumps up again to challenge the people on the walkway, but see now their whole team is up there now too, and they just bully their way down because the DPS seem to be a little more effective. Fnatic's DPS. Yeah, get out of here, McCree. Now here's another good play. This is the same thing that happened before that I mentioned. They're sitting here. They kind of trade a bit, I believe. Because Zenyatta ult. But watch this right here. Even McCree ult helps a lot with this too. Remember, McCree ult's used for more than just shooting people. Shooting and Putin. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna bleep that out. Post. Okay, so he sees two guys go up there, right? And I don't think he sees the Reinhardt double back. Now watch where the positions are. You have the McCree drop down. That was kind of dumb. I don't like that play. Watch this right here. So he uses ult. He's gonna see that there's two people up here. I'm not sure if he sees that person, but he knows Zenyatta's here, and he knows this guy's here, and I'm pretty sure they know McCree's up there. So what do? They go under, right? Someone else might have called it out, because, yeah, Zenyatta sees it. They go under here, under the bridge, because they know seeing two people up here lets you know where two people aren't, which is probably on the point where the other three people are. So they just push up forward. Zenyatta times his ult. Instead of reacting to an ult, he uses it preemptively because he knows that by the time they get up there and he uses his ult, McCree is either going to ult himself to do a pickoff, or B, he's going to try to go down there, or C, he just has to wait. Either ways, they get point, as you see here. And now he decides to go down in the pit, but they already, because of the two guys that were under the bridge pushing hella hard, they just sandwiched them. So you got to notice that too. If you see people somewhere, that means they're not somewhere else. So always keep that in mind. If you see a Reaper behind you, that means he's not up front, which means your DPS can actually go around and maybe hit some of those routes that Reaper likes to hit when you're trying to be offensive. Some things to note when you're playing. Using information you can gather from just little things you see, you can predict and have a mindset image of what their setup's going to look like depending on what you see. It's kind of a game of poker. You really got to use information given to you for good. Not evil, but good. But thank you for watching the video. I had a lot of fun. Envyus is such a good team. Great plays, very well coordinated. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun shit. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And remember, don't get good,